Hello. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's 11 here in Rhode Island. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. We just want to come on here and share our energy with you. Let's just clear the field. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hello there. Thank you so much for being here. Allow me to clear your human biofield. Thank you so much, everybody. Hello. I'm going to allow people to come in. Which I don't even know how many people are going to come in because it's 11 o'clock in the afternoon. I know people will be working. Janine. J9. What up, boo? Hello. Hello there. Thank you so much. I'm very good. How are you doing? I wanted to pop on here and just be a good listener for people, you know? If anybody's going through anything or they want to talk, that's awesome. Anything new you've been up to? How's your spiritual journey going? I'm so happy you're here. Thanks for sharing your energy with me. We'll just allow people to come in. I just got this. Hey, Christina, I just got an urge, like a little spirit's been nudging me to go live more and making progress every day. Absolutely. I love that. I love that. Every day is a new day, right? In my experience, I learn something new every day when it comes to spirit, when it comes to spirituality, the universe, the way it's just like so multidimensional. It's really, really amazing. Oh, thank you, Christina, for the follow. Thank you so much. Make sure you're hitting that like button so people can come find us. I have no agenda today. I have no reading. I just wanted to be here with Spirit and you guys just to kind of be a good listener, just to chit chat if anybody is going through anything that is resonating with my energy, just to share energy to help you guys feel good for a moment if you guys are needing that. Thank you so much. My name is Patience. I'm a spirit medium. I am a child psychic. We believe through our spiritual guidance, we have been told that everybody's psychic. Everybody has an electromagnetic field. Everybody is electric, and your soul is electromagnetic. And when you don't have your body, you still have that part of you, that spark of you that continues on in another dimension, in another plane of existence. Hello. Hello, Paul. Nice to see you too. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Hi, Napoleon. Hi, Seth. Who is Jehovah? Seth asks. I don't know. Who's Jehovah to you? Does that mean I can be like you? No, you be like you. I'll be like me. You be like you. And we'll accept you the way you are and the way you're healing. And I'm just here to show you that it's being done. That's all. That's all my goal is. Not for you to do it like me, because everybody has their own unique way of speaking to spirit or receiving messages from spirit. You know, spirit's always telling me, don't worry about how other people receive their downloads or receive their confirmations or their messages, because everybody has a unique energy signature that's going to be a unique way that they communicate with God or the universe or whatever you want to call it. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button and that subscribe button so people can come and find us if that's what they feel like doing. You have a weak spirit, sir. Who are you talking to? Me? My guy? Sir, why did you do that to yourself? What did I do to myself? I don't know. I don't know. Enlighten me. Napoleon, are you okay today? What, you have a Napoleon complex? What's happening? You want to talk about it? I'm a very good listener. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. No, I'm not trans. Are you trans? Not that it matters. I was born a woman and I identify as a she. Are there a lot of spirits? How do you meet new ones? Oh my gosh, there's an innumerable amount of infinite life forms. Spirit said yes. I'm into trans. Okay, well, what makes you into them? Like, what is it about trans people that attracts you to them? I love your room. The lighting is beautiful. Oh, thank you. How long have you been doing this? Well, I have been intentionally, consciously developing my spiritual gift for 5 years now. I was a child psychic and I had a very strong connection as a child and I had many experiences. And then I grew up in a family that told me that that's demonic and all that, so I turned it off. And I didn't turn it off, but I just kind of ignored it. And then 5 years ago, I went through my dark night of the soul, or whatever you want to call it, a traumatic incident. On my fourth near-death experience, 5 years or a couple years ago, like sprung me into being activated, and so I was faced with the choice of either accepting that I'm being guided and to trust the guidance, misguided, and to trust the guidance I was being given, or fall into paranoia and the trap of victimhood and being persecuted. I chose the wound of persecution in many lifetimes for a witch wound, which would be my psychic gift. So I had to experience that, and it catapulted me into my psychic abilities. And it was either be victim to them and fall victim to them, or empower yourself through the guidance I was being given. So I've been guided to put my story out and to make these platforms and to share what all the knowledge that we gain. We don't hoard any knowledge. All spirits ex-humans? No, they're not. No, they're not. What's your personality test? That's woman talk. Napoleon, your name fits your energy. Hi, babe, where are you from? I am from Rhode Island. Do you believe in Jesus Christ as your Savior? I believe in Yeshua, and I believe that Christ consciousness will help you save yourself. And I believe that Yeshua was the example of what it's like to live in your heart space, or to be in Christ consciousness, or to be a direct line to your divine inheritance. I do have a man. I'm married with 2 children. I'm from Nantucket. Get out of town. Teddy, we're neighbors. Oh, thanks, Napoleon. I believe in you. Oh my gosh, thank you. I believe in you as well. Thank you for being here, everybody. I just wanted to come on here and talk to you guys and just be here for you if you need a good listener. I need help getting motivated. Dad passed away, and his birthday is today. How do I motivate myself? What's the date? November 13th. And it's 11:12. It's almost 11:13. It's almost 11:13. 11:13. Let me see. What's your name? Alyssa. Oh, well, when it comes to spirit and crossed over loved ones, one of the most common things that hold you back from experiencing their energy, or yeah, that is crazy. This is a message for you. Is what you tell yourself about your crossed over loved ones you love so much. You miss the physicality of them. Yeah, it's dubious. It's like a double-edged sword, because in your lack of understanding of energy and how everything is here now. And once they cross over, they're actually in a better place to help you in what you're going through. But if you say to yourself, they're not here, I miss them, I wish they could be here, I'm not motivated because I'm grieving them, it puts you in an energy of not being able to receive them, because you're cutting yourself off from how energy actually is. And so a better way to dispel that feeling within yourself that you're associating with your father passing as a lack of motivation is to say, I really miss I really miss the way that my dad made me feel when he was here. I'd really love for my dad to come into my energy field and help me to see a higher perspective, or to help me feel his energy so I feel his love, so I have more motivation. It's about changing the way that we,
Yes.
yes, Spirit just said yes. It's about changing the way that we perceive people who are not dead. They're not gone. They're just in a different form of existence. And it's definitely super helpful to have, if you change the way you speak about it, because then they can hear your thoughts and they can feel your emotions, and they can come in when you ask for their guidance or their energy to help you, uplift you a little bit. And it can help you to receive their energy. So I hope that that's helpful for you. Keep on doing energy reading without cards. I know, I do the cards. I don't have to do the cards, and maybe sometimes they are a crutch, but I don't use them. I'm not using cards now, but I don't use them outside of this platform. I want anyone who's drawn to our platform to see how the message can unfold and how it's interpreted. And I want you to see that, to dispel, the misinformation of what it's like to read energy as somebody who's tapped in. Because everybody is going to be tapped in eventually, and you're going to need to know how to interpret non physical information. Psychology is demonic, but you be you, I guess. Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel psychology is demonic? I feel like here in this realm of duality, because we experience dark and light, I feel like it's not psychology itself that's evil, it's the person wielding it. It's the person wielding the cards, it's the person wielding the crystal and the knowledge. You can have knowledge of psychology and use it to manipulate people, or you can use it to understand where people are coming from and to have compassion for them. So I don't believe that psychology is evil. I believe it's the person, and where they're at in their journey. Why do you play in the devil's playground and not expect to get dirty? What do you mean by that? What?
Hazardous.
Oh, Spirit says you're hazardous. Why are you living, beautiful lady? I'm living to serve. Oh my god, do you need a pad? Napoleon. Is there something that you want to talk about?
Ways.
Wes. Spirit said, Wes, keep on doing energy healing without cards. Kevin has to poop. Napoleon said, Benjamin Buttonface. I don't know what that means. It's not the tool, it's the intent behind it. Absolutely, Nick. Absolutely. Yes. You're not supposed to. God should do that. God should do what? I didn't catch it. What should God do? Not forcing. What? Psychology? God should do psychology. But aren't you supposed to interpret God's messages? If God created everything and everything is everything, doesn't God want to experience how you interpret something that he created or that they created? Like, you limit yourself by these beliefs that you have. A belief is just a thought you keep thinking. You have to wonder where your beliefs come from and what are they trying to tell you? Why are you cutting yourself off from certain experiences by your beliefs? You're not supposed to, God, you do that. Stand down. All you need to know. Ephesians. Hello, Miss Pretty. Hello, Jay. Nobody. What's up, my homie? What is going on? If free will should be free to express it, if it only affects yourself. Well, what we know about the law of free will is that it's universal. So it exists outside of this planet. But there's loopholes to free will. And a lot of people who understand the law of free will use those loopholes. And then there's a lot of ignorant, naive people that don't know the law of free will that take or that impose on people's free will unconsciously. And so, a good example of that is drug dealers. Drug dealers provide a service, right? But often drug dealers will use it as a way to control, how they receive their income, right? So they also control I'm just using this as an example. I don't do drugs, but I'm just saying it's just the example that came to mind. Oh, thank you, Diana. Thank you for sharing energy with us. Napoleon, do you have a Napoleon complex? Do you feel small and unseen? You don't even know why we die. Well, we don't die. We're infinite, just our body dies. We come here to have to have a limited experience. We actually come here to experience physical death because we don't die. It's like the song, Spirit gave us the song, McGill, Where's the Fun in Forever? Living in a sea of time. If there's no end or no beginning, how will we know what we love or don't love? So we come here to have a limited experience to experience death because we live forever. Because we thought it'd be fun. Because we thought it would be fun to see how long it would take to remember who we are so we could become master manifestors. You need forgiveness? What do you need forgiveness for? If you have free will, then you there should be able to will yourself to never be angry or sad again. Absolutely. That's right. It's a choice. Love is sacrifice.
I hear you.
Love is sacrifice. Yeah, I don't know if it's sacrifice. I feel like love is unconditional. And so when you choose unconditional love, you have to be accepting of certain things you don't understand. And you have to accept that loving something unconditionally is really hard because we often don't know how to love ourselves unconditionally, and we expect people to love us and to fill us up and to make us feel good. And then when they don't do the things that we want them to do, we get disappointed and we feel like we're unlovable or something, but it was never their responsibility to begin with. Spirit's always listening. Absolutely. You're never alone. We die because we learn and we take it to the next part, whatever it is. Yeah, absolutely. We did because we sin. I don't know. What exactly is sin? I feel like that word sin is misunderstood, We come here to make mistakes, and sometimes the mistakes hurt people and they hurt ourselves, but if we didn't make them, it's just like Nick said, we come here to learn. This is Earth school. And so if you don't make the mistake, how do you know what you want and what you don't want?
Dumbfounding.
Spirit said dumbfounding. You can't expect to come here and be perfect. Spirit always says we're perfectly imperfect. We come here to make mistakes so we can learn from them. The lost sheep or prodigal son didn't deserve to be saved, but unconditional love doesn't care. I don't know what that means. Can you ever stop loving someone? No, I don't think you can, because what spirit tells us is that your true form, your true essence, your soul is what your true form is unconditional love. It's pure positive energy. It's the frequency of love is 144,000 hertz. And so for you to hate someone or not love someone is actually telling you something about yourself and something you don't love about yourself. But Spirit says it's impossible to not love. And when you're out of alignment of love or the frequency of love, you will experience, depression, anxiety, or adverse emotions that are trying to tell you something's out of alignment. So when you try to oppose or resist your natural form of being, which is unconditional love, you will experience low emotion, and it's not to be unpleasant, even though it can feel unpleasant in the moment. It's designed to tell you that you're out of alignment. Just read your Bible, for God tells us not to engage in this practice. Practice of what? What's the practice that we're doing, Gabriel? And the Bible has a lot of truths, but it also has a lot of misinterpretations as well. In moral behavior, you have shame, right? Um, I used to have shame. There's nothing I'm ashamed of now. Um,
Harass.
harass Napoleon swears says you're harassing me, but it's okay. If you are bringing shame up, is there something that you have shame about? Accept my God or go to hell. That's fear mongering. Yeah, it is. Yeah, because the way everyone experiences the universe is going to be different for everyone. Patience, what do you think about Three Eye Atlas? Atlas, right? I believe, in my opinion, it's the Federation, the Galactic Federation. Man is so misguided. Napoleon complex. Unbelievably misguided. Yeah, absolutely. Who has a weak spirit? No, I don't believe in what you're saying. I'm sorry. There's no such thing as unconditional love. We have to have conditions in love. It's how we all love, with conditions. I disagree with you, Shauna. I believe that, in my experience talking with spirit and having that connection to my angels and stuff, they're having felt unconditional love, like I have felt it, and I'm gonna cry. It's one of the most, and that's why we're so passionate about coming on here to dispel that. It's it's impossible to it's impossible to not be unconditional love. You can be distortions of, you can believe that there's conditions to love, but it's not true. It's just a belief. And I know it's not true because I have felt 100% pure, positive, unconditional love. And it's one of the most beautiful feelings, to feel so loved and respected and honored, and it's truly how I want everyone to feel. And I hope that everyone that comes here gets to feel that from me. And so that that's not true. Now, am I saying that everybody we love doesn't have conditions? No, I'm saying it's definitely a journey to get to a point of unconditional love. But I'm getting there, and I'm learning, and I know that I love myself unconditionally. I'm very compassionate to myself. And I know that my angels and guides love us unconditionally, and I felt that. So I absolutely know that it exists 100%. Do you know the word worship means to blow a kiss in Hebrew? Go study that lesson, you'll get somewhere. Napoleon. You say a lot of things, but you don't say exactly how you're feeling. You do a lot of deflecting. If love is truly unconditional, hell will never exist as long as we keep loving instead of hating. I'm not like everyone else. I'm humanoid. I'm so misunderstood. There is no misinterpretation. You have to understand the meaning. There is no confusion with him. Try again, dear. I don't know what you're speaking about. So many of us are misunderstood. Absolutely. Give me 3 minutes, maybe 4, I make want to marry. Ever consider spirit is your inner morals and not external entity? It's both. It's both at the same time. I really don't want to. It's both. Spirit, we're all a collective consciousness. We all come from one omnipotent creator. We come from that. And so your spirit guides, your angels, all of your ascended masters, your ghosts, your crossover loved ones, your ancestors, they're all external and internal. They're all come from the same source of energy. And so that's why we all are able to access the same energy and the same knowledge, and it will be consistent. It'll always be consistent. Could be an undiagnosed personality disorder. And I'm not saying that I don't hear voices or anything like that. And I think one of the most common things about spiritually tapped in people is, on the outside, it's not understood. It looks, schizophrenic or bipolar. It can look that way because it's hard to it's hard to help someone understand something that is a knowing, something that is clairsentient, something that is just, a knowing. It's hard, and from the outside, it can seem, chaotic, or it can even seem, nonsensical. But that's why we're really passionate about showing you what it looks like for us, not for you to do it like us, but for you to see that it's being done. You have to look at the person. You have to look at the person most. You have to look at the person and discern the energy. Yeshua said, discern the spirit. And you have to look at the whole package. Is this person truly exhibiting chaos, or am I just interpreting it that way because I don't understand how they're receiving or how they're able to be the way they are? And you have to look at the fruits of their spirit. Is the person consistently the same in their behavior? Are they consistent in their information? Are they consistent in their peace? There's fruits of the spirit that you should be able to discern, to know who's in who's having a mental illness and who's actually connected. Need a CT scan for brain tumors. Well, I've already had a CT scan because when I got this cut on my head, so I'm clear of any of that. Can you please read Deuteronomy and explain? Oh my God, please don't cry. Oh, thank you, J-Dad. Soft dog. People live in their little world. They will never feel real love other than by pure luck because their cult boxes them into a prison. Yeah, it can definitely be true for a lot of people. That I believe religion has made it so people are very dependent upon it, upon their religion for giving them or giving them access to God through that religion, when really, you never needed the religion to begin with. I love how you talk. Oh, thank you. The spirit comes from within, absolutely.
Why are you waiting?
The Bible never mentioned ghost. The Bible doesn't mention a lot of things, you know? The Bible doesn't mention energy directly. I think we also have to remember that the Bible was written by men who were chosen by men with power or in power or who gained power that dictated what would go in and what wouldn't. And so we have to remember that the Bible isn't going to have an answer for everything, and it's up to us to discern the spirit, to discern the energy by what makes us feel good emotionally. Spirit always tells us that our emotions are really supposed to be a navigation tool. I'm not going to marry you, but I'm picking up
Wait a
what you're
minute.
putting down. Like, thank you. No, Americans all have the spirit. I love my ancestors. I'm Viking. Oh boy, you need to have conditions for love just like you need to have what you will want. Well, let's change the way we think about that, Shauna. I think what you're referring to is expectations for our standards. You know, what we'll put up with and what we won't put up with on our boundaries. I don't think that those can be, I think that's misinterpreted as conditions, but really what that I think should be interpreted as compassion, you know. What are you, if I say that this is my boundary and that when you do this, like for example, if you're in a relationship and you're with somebody that deflects a lot of emotional connection, and when you tell them something, you know, it hurt my feelings when you joked about this, you know, and they still continue to do it, you know, that's not that you're putting a condition on them to love them, because in that moment, that should be telling you that that's still an insecurity within you that still triggers you when they do that. So there's going to,
Netflix.
so you have to also use the standard or the trigger or what you're calling a condition as a lesson for you of what still is within you that needs to be healed. That person's not going to stop doing that just to make you feel good until you learn to feel good, even though they do that. And if somebody keeps continuing to do something that upsets you, and they're not considering and they're not ever considering your emotions, and they do it on purpose, you know, that's not a condition, that's a standard. And that you shouldn't put up with somebody that will continuously push the boundaries with you to hurt you on purpose. Also, it's not a condition, it's a standard. You know, we have to learn what our standards are and our expectations to know what we want and what we don't want. But if there's somebody in your life that has a, you know, nobody's going to be perfect. If somebody has something that keeps on triggering you and they keep doing it over and over again, then, you know, they have to leave your life, because they're not being compassionate to what you're saying, and they're not taking what you're saying as valuable, and they're not changing. But if you tell somebody how you feel and they take in what you say, and then they make a conscious effort to try not to do that, even though it might slip here and there because, you know, it was never brought to their attention, then that's you unconditionally teaching them how you want to be loved. And so that's where the unconditional part happens for you, is to, you know, be understanding, and that not everybody is going to know until you tell them. And then their unconditional love is to accept
Wait.
that what they're doing is hurtful, and that they don't want to hurt you, and they want to change. So I think there's a difference between standards and boundaries and unconditional love, and you have to know the difference. Napoleon, Napoleon, I'm so sorry that you feel weak. I'm so sorry that you can't express your emotions in a way that can be solution based. Just stopping by before work. Hey, CJ. What is the study lesson for the day? It's just kind of up in the air. I just kind of letting people vent or bring their fears or their questions out. Just sharing energy. Only an evil God operates through fear and extortion. Exactly.
Oh, shit.
An omnipotent God knows your heart. Already knows your heart. They don't need you to convince them of anything. They already know. God already knows everything. Energy, he formed us by clay, then blew breath in us. Breath isn't energy. Man is created first. Shauna's out of the box. You want to talk spirit, but know the Holy Ghost. Your evil cult is inappropriate. What? My evil cult? Do I have a cult? I don't know if I'd call it a cult. Christ said on the cross, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeshua tells me that all the time. Forgive them, for they know not what they do. If God is real, why is their child cancer? Well, food, from what I'm told from my spirit team and my angels, is that we come here, we naturally, without our physical vessel, are 100% pure positive infinite energy. We cannot die. We're pure positive love, and we come here to have a limited experience. And so what's hard for people to grasp is, why is there sickness, why is there this, why is there that? Well, we come here to experience that for the lessons. Without suffering, without struggle, it's hard to receive a lesson. It's hard to learn something. If everything worked out for us all the time, then, we'd want something to challenge us. We want something to make us understand something at a greater level for our soul evolution. And so we come here to the earth plane specifically for those kinds of experiences. And every soul that incarnates here, even if they're a child that gets cancer or dies too soon, even if they're a mother that passes away too soon, that takes their own life, whatever, the ultimate trauma is, it's by design. And we make these agreements before we come in to help every one of us, to help each other in our soul circles, to help our spiritual evolution. So
Spirit.
from a linear point of view, yes, it's horrible to have a child die of cancer and starvation and all of these things that are essentially a reflection of not so fun experience. But on the other side of it, in this dualistic universe we live in, it's meant to help us feel more compassion, help us to get through certain feelings we have about loss, about grieving, help us to overcome, the feelings of not wanting to be alone, to being able to empower ourselves to know that, energy is everything, and we're never alone, and to see how long it takes for us to get to that level of awareness. And so if you don't understand these spiritual concepts on a higher level, then yeah, you'll be questioning, why do children starve? Why does this person have to die? Why do children? Yeah, and I understand that, and I'm not saying it's easy for me to accept those things. I'm still learning, but from a higher perspective, that child that died of cancer chose that, to experience that, to be able to help everyone
That sound.
that will experience that loss overcome it and empower themselves. It's a very multidimensional experience for a lot of layers. There's a lot of layers going on. Study the characteristics of the eagle and the lion to strengthen the spirit. Napoleon, why do you feel the need to use the word weak so much? Is there something that is making you feel weak right now, spiritually? Only an evil. I don't have feelings. I leave my feelings at home. Well, Spirit says your emotions are energy in motion, and your emotions or your feelings are your GPS navigation system. If you ignore your feelings, then you ignore what they're trying to tell you about yourself. And if the longer you ignore what they're trying to tell you, the more I listen and understand, the more you ignore your feelings and what they're trying to tell you, the bigger the obstacles will become until you finally process the feelings. You are weak. You ramble about things that get nowhere. I'm sorry you feel that way. And it's funny you say that, but you're still here. So, it's funny that your name is Napoleon because you keep judging other people who are in here and saying that you have all this knowledge, but yet, and I don't, and we don't, and we're weak, but yet you're still here. This is my channel now. If you want it to be your channel, that's fine. Do you feel like you're not, like you have no power in your life? Why do you feel like you need so much control? What are you trying to control? I'll sacrifice a small goat for you, Napoleon. Let's not sacrifice animals. It's not necessary. Napoleon, I'm sorry that you're having a tough day today. 350,000 healthcare workers are about to lose their jobs with the ACA subsidies expire. Hundreds of rural hospitals will close. I'll control the flop on your chin. I don't know what that means. Why do you feel the need to control something? What do you feel like you have no control of? Napoleon Bonaparte. Napoleon's feeling a lack of control. So if they need to come in here and exert themselves and feel like they have control, then I allow it, because if that makes them feel good for, 1 second, then I'm okay with that. The proof you are doing good is haters. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, Napoleon is in here trying to, I don't know. The Napoleon keeps diverting attention away from what's truly wrong, but it's clear to see there's something they're going through. He's a troll. Your eyebrows make me feel bad. I think there's a lot more than my eyebrows making you feel bad, Napoleon. You clearly have something that you're going through, and I'm sorry that you can't talk about it. Little man syndrome really is a complex. Resist the devil and he will flee. Well, even the devil suffers from suffering. Why do you think he's the way he is? Are you anime fan? I'm not opposed to anime. There's some I do like anime. I don't watch it like actively, but Napoleon, your whole personality makes me feel bad. I feel sorry for you. Speak to your guidance counselor, Napoleon. Napoleon has something they're going through, and for whatever reason, this platform is helping them feel a little bit more in control, because clearly there's something they have no control of in their real life. So if it helps them feel alleviation for just a little bit, then I'm happy for them. Whatever they need to heal, I am here for it. Well, let's see what Spirit has to say. Maybe Spirit has... Well, let's chalupa. Let's chalapa. Is it chalupa or chalapa? Let's not wish death upon anybody. A vision without action is merely a dream. Oh, I love that. I love that. Drug problems spiral people. Is that fair? I know lots of people use drugs to escape, and unfortunately it may feel good in the moment, but it never brings peace. It never brings true peace. Every morning we got two choices. We can either sleep with our dreams or wake up and chase them. Well, I challenge you to not chase them, but to receive them. Receive the opportunities that you need, that the universe will send you by acting on your vision. You don't have to chase anything. You will receive whatever is meant for you. My dream could be sleeping next to me, MMK. Oh, I have to pee so bad. I have to pee so bad right now. It's like it's like making my attention span so short. Your spirit brought me here to spread protection energy to you. Oh my gosh, thank you, B. Spirit said protect. Spirit said protect. Oh, Haji. What up, homie? Long time no see. I hope you're doing well. Hi, Benoy. Life is about taking chances and making moves. It's not about what you did, it's what you do. Build on what you got and learn from what you lose and never let anyone distract you from being you. Absolutely, Marty. Yeah. Yeah. My spirit team guided me to make Spirit News, which is the podcast we've created with them. It's called Spirit News, Higher Perspectives of Linear Views, and all I asked was for a mission to help be of service, and that was the nugget they gave to me. And so I just followed it. And despite what people thought, a lot of people in my life thought that it was crazy and still think it's crazy and they don't understand it. But ultimately, we create it and we continue being inspired to create it because we want to be of service and we want all of the knowledge that we've gained through our experiences with spirit and life experiences to be put in a place for people to help them find alignment. And that's something that brings us joy and fulfillment emotionally. So we follow that. And so a lot of people might not understand your vision or your dream or the things that make you happy. And a lot of people think that oh, you're not making any money off of it, so why are you doing it? And, it's hard for people to understand that aren't ready, why you would do something that doesn't bring you any monetary gain or success or what they believe is success. But I do it because it makes me feel good. Because if one person listens to the information that helped me get in my place of alignment, then I'm gonna cry. Then it's very fulfilling to know that I could help one person. If I could help one person, that person will help one person, and that person will help. And so it's like a domino effect. And so I don't care about what people think. I don't care if they don't understand it. It's not for them to understand my soul mission. It's my job to be the example of what it looks like to do something that makes you feel good emotionally, and not for money, not to be successful, but because it makes you feel good. And that's ultimately what I hope to do, and I hope I'm doing it. Excuse me. I just feel very passionate about it. Thank you everyone for being here, for having these talks with us. I really appreciate it. It's fun to talk to you guys, no matter what comes up. Yes, keyword alignment. They ask if why I'm so determined to do good. I say because I can. Yes. Yes. Yeah, if you have something valuable that worked for you, share it, because what worked for you could help inspire someone else to find what works for them. And then that person, it's really beautiful. It's like it's the it's the collective consciousness, when you act on something that you're passionate about, people feel that, and people who are drawn to it will be drawn to it. Always a pleasure to catch your streams. Oh, thank you so much, Ghost Samurai. I love your name, Ghost Samurai. That's cool. I love that. What time is it? 11:52. Thank you so much for being here. Well, listen, What does Spirit have to say? Let's get a positive. See what Spirit what kind of advice Spirit has for us, for this collective that's watching. Spirit, what is the information? Oh, I'm being guided to look into the Bible. Viking male cheerleaders, cocaine. All right. Cocaine, fentanyl, methamphetamine. We're just saying random drugs. The New Testament. Moses and Elijah. Remember the law of Moses, my servant, whom I charged at Horeb, with statutes and ordinances for all Israel. Now I am sending you Elijah the prophet. Before the day of the Lord comes, a great and terrible day. He will turn to the heart of fathers to their sons, and the heart of sons to their fathers, lest I come and strike the land with utter destruction. Yeah, I really think that that's referring, or what I'm getting is that's really referring to the new earth energies that are coming in. You know, we're getting hit with a lot of solar action because you know, it's time for us to shift our consciousness. And the only way to shift consciousness is to stir the pot. And so the new earth energies will be shifting within all of us things that make us uncomfortable. And it's up to us to not abandon ourselves in that time, but to feel the feelings and to try to understand what it's trying to tell us. And that's on a micro scale, but on a macro scale, it's going to look, you know, chaotic. It's going to look like a lot of turmoil. It's going to look like a lot of loss. But we have to be able to understand, you know, when big shifts happen, there's going to be losses and gains. And it's up to us to not react out of fear, but to try to be flexible. Try to be flexible. Try to, you know, not get comfortable. Try to adapt. You know, it's up to us to try to adapt. I am a believer in God, absolutely. Are you gippy? What's gippy mean? I don't know what gippy means, but it sounds like hippie. Let's see. Spirit said homebound. Homebound. Hi, Thomas. Thanks for being here. All right, Spirit. So there's new earth energies. We're getting more solar flashes, more solar flares. Spirit has enlightened me that, you know, you're going to feel a lot of ups and downs in this time. You're going to feel it's your light body being activated because your body is adapting to more light coming in from the sun. God gives us the strength of his hand if you believe. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. God wants all of us to heal. And even if it looks a little scary on the outside, you know, through great chaos comes great change. You don't know Jesus Christ. You're right. I don't know Jesus Christ. I know Yeshua. That's how he comes to me. He says his name is Yeshua when he was here. Have you visited India? I have not. I haven't ever gone out of the country physically. I have spiritually on the grid. Don't be afraid to say I love you or thank you to those who deserve to hear it. Don't be scared of embarrassing yourself or appearing soppy. You will never regret a heartfelt I love you or a message of appreciation. You will only ever regret not saying it. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's so true. Who do you need to say thank you to today? Who do you need? Say thank you to yourself. It reminds me of that quote. I don't know it verbatim, but it's essentially, if I asked you all the things that you love, how long would it take you to say you love yourself? Those who host the Holy Spirit would not do this stuff. What am I doing, Billy Bob? What am I doing? What is the stuff that I'm doing? My neighbor keeps pooping in Walmart bags and throwing them in my yard. Why? Why would they do that? Billy, what is against God's word? I don't understand. What's against God's word?
Nicole.
What occult practices am I practicing? Spirit said, Nicole, unchristian like to be such a hater, Bobby. Read the Bible. What am I doing though? You haven't said what I'm doing. What are the occult practices I'm doing? I want to know. I love you too, David. Thank you. Yeah, but the message is very positive. So if the message is very positive, then what is it that is occult? Like, what is it that is bad about it if the message is good? If the message is good, then how can it be bad? I think that's often where we get confused, you know. Yeshua said discern the spirit, which you can interchange the word spirit with energy. Discern the energy. If someone's reading a card and it has a positive message that comes from a place of love and compassion, who's fortune telling, Billy? Who's fortune telling? It says, don't be afraid to say I love you or thank you to those who deserve to hear it. Don't be scared of embarrassing yourself or appearing soppy. You will never regret a heartfelt I love you or a message of appreciation. You will only ever regret not saying it. So, what about that is fortune telling? I'd really like to help you expand your awareness because you seem very limited. Do you think Satan would say to tell somebody you love them? Do you think that it's smooth to tell somebody you love them? The energy I'm getting from you is that you can't receive love. You're not receiving love for yourself. Yeah, I think that the person that rejects love or a message of love is rejecting themselves. And so you have to take your rejection of this message as what are you rejecting about yourself? So what if Yeshua wrote this card? What if Yeshua wrote this card? Would you then that's the only way that you would receive this message? Don't be afraid to say I love you. Thank you to those who deserve to hear it. Don't be scared of embarrassing yourself or appealing soppy. You'll never regret a heartfelt I love you. So what about this is satanic? This message. I'm just asking because I want to understand what in your perspective makes this message satanic. You are so sweet, but I think only action can heal anything. You will find out in the end. Oh, Billy. I don't know what you're going through, Billy, but I hope that one day you can overcome it. And I hope that being here helps you heal whatever wound you have about loving yourself. I don't know what I'll find out in the end. You're so sweet, but I think only action can heal anything. Action in what way? You know, there's lots of ways to take action to heal anything. I think the most important action we can take is intention. I'm not Jewish. I don't have a religion. My only religion is love, compassion, and forgiveness. That is my religion.
They have hidden knowledge.
What is meant for you won't pass you by. You will never have to force something that is truly meant to be. Trust in the perfection of divine timing and allow your life to unfold as it should. Whatever comes, let it come, and whatever goes, let it go. How do you make holy water? You boil the hell out of it. Very funny. You're a beggar. can't get to heaven with love. What? Well, love is heaven. Heaven can be now. You have to find happiness now. You're not going to find love when you get to heaven. You have to feel love now. I am 75% Italian and 25% Japanese. If you can't get to heaven with love, how are you supposed to get there, Billy? How are you supposed to get there? Hmm? Are we doing ASMR? How do you get to heaven? Well, according to my grandmother, she told me she's crossed over, and I asked her about heaven. She said heaven is now. Heaven is your perspective. You can cross over, and your belief about heaven and hell can actually have you experience hell once you cross over. And then once you snap out of, a thought, belief is just a thought you keep thinking, and you stop guilting yourself, you stop shaming yourself, and you forgive yourself for your transgressions. You create your own hell through your inability to forgive yourself for things you've done. And you create your own heaven, or you perceive your own heaven, by being able to let go of things that don't serve you, that guilt and shame. By forgiving yourself and forgiving others, you can experience heaven now. Heaven is a mind state. And so even when you cross over, you can cross over with your distorted beliefs about heaven and hell because you haven't let go of your guilt or shame yet. That's your opinion, Billy, and I appreciate you being here. You're allowed to have your opinion. I'm back. My side chick called. This is your validation that things are finally beginning to work out for you. Get ready for unexpected breakthroughs, good news, and plot twists. Blessings are coming. I love that. Yeah, we're in a time now. Well, not in a time, but the spirit says the way it works is you have to create your own happiness. You can't wait for Jesus to save you. You can't wait for this to happen, that to happen. You have to actively choose joy now. The weakest spirit in life is you. You will remember this conversation. Billy Bob Bo, Jesus was never a king, and vicarious and atonement is immoral. Clapping on your chin. I totally agree. We bring our stories into the next life and we'll dictate those. Yes, absolutely, Dale. I talk to crossed over loved ones all the time. I love you too, Napoleon,
They know what happened.
even though you clearly have something that you are going through. I love you too. And I'm happy you're here, and I hope that you're getting what you need in this moment. We are responsible for our own past. Absolutely. Yes. There's nobody that's going to come take your shame and your guilt. I have serious issues. Well, as long as you know that, that's the first step. No one's going to save us. That's right. You have to save yourself. You are your own source of joy. That's absolutely right. You have a choice to wake up every day and choose what you're going to focus on. There's so many miracles that are happening right now that are so joyful and so beautiful. The sun and the moon come up every day, every night, like clockwork. They're always there for you. Miracle. The water, the oceans, the animals, the beautiful flowers, the variety of experiences here, all miracles, all beautiful, beautiful miracles to focus on. Running water, having showers. There's so much to be grateful for. Thank you. I was wrong about you. You passed the test. You are in charge of this congregation for now. Well, Napoleon, I'm sorry to break it to you, but I mean, I think I was always in control. Humanity's path was never meant to be found, but to be made. Absolutely, Neko. Yes. We should be thinking about how we want it to be, not how it is. How do you. Spirit says we've never experienced it exactly in this way before. And so they're experiencing it with us. This is all brand new. And so, how do we want it to be? Do we want it to be the same old limiting old mind that got us here? No, we want to have better for our future generations. I want it to be better. Don't think about anything, just go and do it. If you can't, then never ever think about it again. Don't ever disrespect me. Napoleon, sorry, but you're the most disrespectful. You disrespect yourself by the way you talk. It's clear that you don't have self respect, but I love you anyway. After your natural and artificial minds collaborate, we will progress beyond the stars. I want a date. As a farmer, it's hard not to go outside and see all the miracles in the plants and livestock. Absolutely. Yes, I agree. I'm sorry, I'm Italian. I don't know what Italian being has anything. Oh, listen to this. In relationships, the biggest thing you must look for is consistency. Every time you forgive someone who is not being consistent with you, you are giving them permission to hurt you again. You deserve better. Didn't I just talk about that? Yeah, standards are not the same as conditions. You know, you can love someone unconditionally from afar. You can, sometimes the best thing to do is, that is unconditional love, is to let someone go who's not meeting your standards of how you receive their love. Oh, I have to pee so badly. By 3,000, artificial intelligence will replace law enforcement. I don't know. I don't know. Is that what you want? Is that how you want it to be? I hope that by 3,000 that we don't have to have policy enforcers, that people will just have a moral compass to not do wrong by each other, to always have integrity and honesty. I hope that by 3,000 we don't have to have people to enforce law or policy, because everyone will have mutual respect for each other and not want to hurt each other. That's what I imagine for the future. So do you read and follow the Bible? I've read the Bible. I've read many versions of the Bible. I've read the New Testament, the Old Testament, and everything in between. And there are many truths that I resonate with in the Bible, but then there are some things that I question. And I think it's really healthy to question everything and to not take everything at face value, but to use it as a tool to help you your understanding and to help us discern the spirit. Okay, you're blabbering again. I'm back in charge. Napoleon. I'm on my second conquest here. I have to pee so bad, you guys. I have to pee. I might have to leave real quick to go pee. There's some lessons to be learned, but anybody who reads it and thinks this is the God I want to follow isn't somebody I would ever want to associate with. Yeah, there's a lot of, from what I know about, the universe and the creator, the omnipotent, pure positive energy, pure love creator, doesn't need, doesn't doesn't have war in their vocabulary, doesn't go to war for any reason. There's no reason that the God that I'm associated with ever needs violence to oppose anything. It doesn't need to sacrifice any creations that it made, including plants. The God that I'm connected with is pure positive love and omnipotent, knows your heart, does not discriminate against any creation, women, children, transgender, whatever. Every experience is valuable. My God is the same as yours. Thank you, Nicholas. Is omnipotence Germanic English? That means whites came up with it? Napoleon just likes to get reactive energy. They're trying to aura harvest by getting reactions out of people by saying very controversial or emotional things. Isn't jealous, doesn't commit genocide against, yep, Canaanite children, doesn't need to torture people. Absolutely. Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. The universe or the creator that I know, in the Bible, there's some things that are questionable. Why would God need you to sacrifice a son or an animal or smear blood or have sex with your daughters or it's like or not allow women to be part of why aren't women priests? Why can't women be priestesses? Why are there only men who can be priests? you know the God I know doesn't discriminate in that way. Why would God care if you're gay? Why would God care if you want a divorce? God created everything, and so yeah, God just said it's inconceivable. It's crazy. Or a harvest equals negative vibes. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't understand it either. You guys, I can't hold my pee in anymore. I have to go pee right now. Oh, I had to go pee so bad. if there was if there was, I'd make a love generator and crank it to the max. There's no such thing as pure love. My favorite view is that we're all God who stuffed himself into all these little things so he could experience everything. Us all being the same person reincarnated. Yes, absolutely. We are helping the creator experience themselves. Heaven is the peace kingdom. Heaven is where you will feel the warmth of God and the loving touch of divine spirit. Yes, absolutely. Heaven is is the way you feel joy. It's like that feeling you used to get when you were a little kid on a Christmas morning. Yeah, when I joy, the way joy it feels to me is I get like my when I feel joy or something that makes me feel loved, my body's reaction to that or is to cry. And so I know when I'm feeling like super loved or unconditionally loved, it's like almost like so much, it's like almost hard to like contain it. It's almost hard to like, it's like so potent that I just want to cry. I get goosebumps and cry. Yeah, me too. Me too. Me too. I get goosebumps and cry. Yeah, absolutely. I live in Rhode Island. I'm in Rhode Island. Yes, some people do use drugs as a means to try to replicate some feeling they got when God spoke to them or touched them. Absolutely. Yeah, and you know what? Thank you for that because some people don't know what love feels like, and if they get to feel love and use that as a tool for, even though it's not fulfilling, it's just temporary. That's the only problem with drugs. You can feel like ultimate empathy and compassion and love, and it's so nice to feel that, to know it exists, but it's definitely not sustainable. Easy work. I believe it because me personally, I have irrefutable evidence of demons existing. From what we've been told, and it's kind of helped us to understand the dynamics here, and we do know that low negative, entities exist. And especially here on the earth plane, but from what spirit tells us is that's their job. That's their job. Like that's why they were created. That's why creator created them and made that a possibility for a demon or an archon or whatever you want to label it. You have to have something that when you come here to earth, you have to have both sides of the scale. You have to have the dark side and the light side. And then you have to mediate in between, because you need to have contrast. If you don't have contrast, or you don't have something that is offering you a lesson or is offering to help you see something that is that's still within you, that elicits, immoral behavior or destructive behavior patterns, then how are you supposed to know what you want and what you don't want? And so, what we label as demons, from my understanding, is really just entities that, God made that energy so we could come here and be able to have the contrast. We have the divine and we have the darkness. And so it's not about being one or the other, but acknowledging that they both exist as a balance and that they need each other to kind of exist. You cannot have good without evil. It's the yin and the yang. Yep, exactly, Nicholas. Genuinely the craziest thing I've ever experienced. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. Have my period. Not a human doing bad things, but an actual demon sitting on my back. When I was young, I was fully awake, looking around. Things were floating. I was not hallucinating. Well, Neko, I've had a lot of experiences too as a child when it comes to dimensional entities and parasites, dimensional parasites, and even curses and stuff like that. I had an experience when I was little. This And you also have to remember that, your perception will, if you're unaware of what you're looking at and your brain can't like comprehend what you're experiencing, especially when it comes to dimensional entities, and it scares you, your brain will try to make sense of that. And so I used to see a lot of entities as like black, like smoke, or like black, like blobs. And it's just because, they're on a different dimension, they're on a different frequency. And so you can't perceive it because you're not on that frequency, you're on a different frequency. And so your brain is trying to, put form or logic to something you're experiencing that's on a different dimension, so it'll make it appear as like a black blob, or like a ball of light, or like a demon, but really, just because it looks a certain way doesn't mean that that's the way it is. It's just the way that we're perceiving it through what our references are. I didn't see anything. I felt it, and I will never forget that feeling. Well, I've also had that too, where I had somebody try to attach, spiritual warfare. Someone tried to attach a demonic presence to me. And a long time ago, before kids, when we were partying, 1, 2, 3 on the clock, when we were partying, I have to go soon. I have an appointment. When we were partying, I was susceptible to that energy, and I even made a picture of it. I'll have to post it sometime, but it's kind of scary without context. I'll have to like say the story. But I got the vision of the demonic attachment, or whatever it was, low energy attachment that someone tried to attach to me. And it was very scary looking, and I was curled up in a ball, and it was just like, it was like over me, like with this smile that was just very creepy. And the feeling wasn't good, but I wasn't scared of it, but I observed the way that it made me feel in its presence. And then, by detaching myself from it, I didn't fear it, but I knew that it was something that definitely didn't have my highest good, didn't want good for me. All right, for reals this time. It's been fun. Thank you for the fun conversation. These goals are going to break out and eat me if I take any longer. Goats. I've had evil experiences. Yeah, we all have. Absolutely. We all have. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for being here. I am so grateful for the interaction. I love having these deep conversations with you guys. I just wanted to come on here and just share energy with you and be whatever healing that you need in this moment. I hope that you received what you needed, and I'm so grateful for you. I gotta go. I got an appointment. Okay, I love you guys so much. I'll see you this weekend. We'll be here this weekend, Saturday and Sunday. We're always here every Saturday and Sunday to do lives. Oh, thank you, Nicholas, for being here. I appreciate you. I appreciate you all so much. And thank you to Napoleon. Even though you were my number one troll today, I still love you. You too. God bless you too. Bye, guys.